Hello, everybody. Welcome to SportsBet TV with me, Paul Alster, as we look ahead to a great weekend's racing. It truly is the National Hunt season coming to a real crescendo with a fascinating clash at Newcastle in the Fighting Fifth Hurdle, Constitution Hill and the New Lion, Golden Ace. Uh, it's going to be a marvelous race, really, and it's going to be a race that I think we can learn a great deal of going ahead into the season for the hurdles division. Whether or not Constitution Hill really is back to his best, as Nicky Hendon suggested. But the big betting race of the day is down at Newbury. It's the Coral Gold Cup. It's the race that we all know as the Hennessy Gold Cup, or certainly those of us of a certain age. Well, if you happen to be new to us here, by the way, at Sportsbet, do press the subscribe key just below this screen, and you can join me every week for my free selections. Always offering each way prices and trying to give the bookies a proper run for their money. And also, if you're interested in more than the one selection which I have for you this weekend, then you can sign up to join my subscribers at Out in Front, and you can find the link in the description box just below this screen. So very much worth thinking about, because without a shadow of a doubt, we've had a very good November at Out in Front. But I'm going to take you to that 255 race over at Newbury, the old Hennessy Gold Cup. It is a cracking renewal. It brings back memories of so many great races going back a long, long way. I can remember them a bit too far back into the late 70s and the early 80s with the likes of Bury Hill Lad and Brown Chamberlain. In the 90s, of course, we had one man winning the race for Gordon Richards, Sonny Bay. And then, of course, in the 2000s, some incredible moments with Denman winning it twice. Bobsworth won it in the 2010s. Many Clouds, Native River, a Gold Cup winner as well, along with Bobsworth. And of late, we've seen really classy handicappers winning the race. Most recently, Can Do Kid for Paul Nicholls, who'll be trying again this year, Paul Nicholls, to win it another time. Now, let me just take you to my thoughts on this race, because it really is a great renewal and a delight to see a full complement of 24 runners. They're saying it's going to be good to soft ground at the time of recording on Thursday early evening, but the truth is that the weather forecast suggests quite a lot of rain at Newbury, so I think we have to assume it's most likely to be more soft than good to soft, if not worse than that. Now, it is an open renewal, but there's no denying that the case is very persuasive for the Scottish raider Maya Town, for Lucinda Russell and Michael Scudamore. He hasn't been seen since his demolition job on the opposition in the Ultima Handicap Chase, which I'm sure you remember at the Cheltenham Festival in March, where he slammed the Changing Man by 11 lengths. Now, the Changing Man, trained by Joe Tizard, is now £12 better off and has already shown his well-being with a very good second in a hot race at Ascot 4 weeks ago, so has to be feared. Whereas Maya Town has never won first time out under rules, so his absence has to be a bit of concern, running off a much higher mark here, but he still isn't one to discount easily in this race. Now, in a listed 3 mile novice chase at Cheltenham last November, Highland, trained by Nicky Henderson, gave £3 and a half length beating to Resplendent Grey, trained by Ollie Murphy. And Henderson's charge now finds himself £11 better off with the subsequent bet 365, the old Whitbread Gold Cup winner, who has already made a fine start to this term by winning the listed Colin Parker Memorial Chase at Carlisle. Highland has had an outing too, and he shaped well for a very long way before getting tired approaching the last in a warm Cheltenham handicap chase last month. So Highland should be spot on for this race now. Both he and Resplendent Grey have serious chances, but to be honest, both are probably better suited by good or good to soft ground than potentially soft ground and a real mud bath. So the forecast rain is not going to be welcomed by either connections, I don't think. But if the rain somehow misses Newbury, and it is Britain after all, they should be both bang there. Kadati Dory for Sam Thomas brushed Highland aside by 15 lengths in the old Racing Post handicap chase at Kempton in February, but is now a stone worse off with their old rival. Andy hasn't beaten a horse in 2 outings since then, but soft ground I think would be a big plus for Kadati Dory, and the stable of Sam Thomas is in fine form at present. Even under a £4 penalty, Panic Attack, trained by Red Hot Dan Skelton, is £3 well in here, following a convincing win over 2.5 miles in the Paddy Power Gold Cup at Cheltenham a fortnight ago. This 6 furlong further trip, though, is unknown territory for her, and for me, there's got to be a major doubt that she's going to stay, especially if the ground gets much softer, and that really does bring stamina to the fore. Victorino for Venetia Williams was a fast-finishing third to the Can-Do Kid in this race 12 months ago, before winning twice after that at his beloved Ascot. He does remain feasibly handicapped and has probably been targeted at this race since then. He should go well under Charlie Deutsch, and he will not be inconvenienced by his lack of a previous run this term. For the Irish, 3-card brag for Gordon Elliott won the big 3-mile 1 handicap chase at Cheltenham in October. He's now £6 higher and is entitled to still run a big race, and is also £6 better off with Spanish Harlem, trained by that man Willie Mullins. He finished runner-up to Spanish Harlem in the Kerry National at Listowel in September on good ground. And Spanish Harlem is one of 3 for Willie Mullins. He's joined by his stable companions Blizzard of Oz and O'More Park, who both arrive in decent form for the champion trainer. Testing ground might prove problematic for Spanish Harlem, who has been saved for this race, but the other Mullins pair are ground versatile. And fellow Irish raiders, Gorgeous Tom and the very classy Monty's Star, both trained by Henry de Bromhead, are capable of a bold show, but Monty's Star, a really smart horse who's running in a handicap for the very first time, I think has a tough task off top weight and has never won first time out in his career. And so to my selection, well, I'm going to be backing 2 in the race, as I often do in big handicaps. And it's really tough. I've already highlighted the chance of 1 at Out in Front, and you can check that out if you want to by clicking on the link in the description box below this screen. But if the ground is indeed soft or worse, then the 2024 Irish national winner, Intense Raffles, trained by Tom Gibney and the mount of Ben Bromley, would come into the reckoning, following a pleasing seasonal debut third over just 2.5 miles, a trip way short of his best. He is a Fairyhouse specialist, and some wonder if he is a horse solely for right-handed tracks, but he's had very limited opportunities going left-handed, and I expect he won't have a problem with that, so I'm recommending him here. Each way at, wait for it, 40 to 1 for 6 places, and there's a few firms offering that. So Intense Raffles 40 to 1 for 6 places each way. He's got a lot of weight, but he's a class act. He stays all day, and if it comes up soft, he will keep going when a lot of them will have, as they say, hoisted the white flag. And also Ben Bromley's £5 claim comes in very handy indeed. So for me, Intense Raffles 40 to 1 to win the Coral Gold Cup. That's it for this week. Whatever you're backing, I wish you the very best of luck. Stay warm and stay safe, and I'll be back same time next week. Bye bye for now.